So growing up, I've always had pretty bad time management skills, especially in high school, my dog. In high school, bro, when I say, bro, I was getting all my homework in late, bro. Motherfucking projects, I'll do it the last day, like the day of, like when it's due. Maybe I had the project due fourth period. I start that joint first period or before school even starts, bro. Like it was bad. In high school, I was at my peak. Like, I spend most of my time watching anime, and then boom, I realized, oh shit, we have an assignment due tomorrow. I'll start it tomorrow when it's due. I'll start it then. I'll get it in. And surprisingly, bro, I always managed to get that joint in. Like I always managed to finesse it somehow. Either I get it off one of my homies, or I just do that joint real quick. I do that joint in lunch, bro. I'll be in that motherfucker in lunch just doing my assignments and shit, bro. Like I was really a finesser back in high school, bro. I really finessed every second I could just so I could squeeze in the little bit of time I had. But of course, that started catching up with me, especially when you start to go to college when they don't tolerate no late work at all. Um, it's just everything. You're responsible for everything in college. You're responsible for your own food. You're responsible for your own, materials that you have. You're responsible for, turning your assignments. You're responsible for literally. You're responsible for coming to class. Like you're responsible for literally everything because you're paying for it. They already finessed you. They already done had your ass as soon as you paid for the tuition. Now it's everything is on you, bro. And you have bad time management skills, bro. College would spank you. And a job like this spanked me like the first semester. Like I got used to it. I slowly started getting used to it, but first semester, huh, man, yeah, I was going through it. But this isn't just me. I'm pretty sure y'all also have, a lot of y'all also have, pretty iffy time management skills. Like you probably procrastinate. You probably forget. You're probably forgetful. Maybe it's a lot of different factors and reasons of why your time management skills are lacking. And trust me, I can relate to that. Oh, I can relate. I feel like the reason why most of us have bad time management skills is because we don't really actually value the time we have. Think about it. If you get money, right, and you blow that money, you waste the money, you can always make that money back. If you blow your energy, you can always get that energy back. But time is something that you cannot replenish. Time, once you lose your time, you can never get that shit back. And we don't really think about it in that sort of way. Like we just think about, oh, I just have hella time, a plethora of time. But our time, like the sand and like the timer is slowly all coming down to the bottom. And slowly, very slowly but surely all coming down to the bottom. We don't really value the time that we have. Like we don't really understand that the time we have is very sacred and we only have a limited amount of time in this world. And every single second that you use, every single minute that you use on something, there's probably a better alternative. There's probably a better way for you to manage that time. And the whole goal of life, I feel like, is to have as much time as possible to do whatever you want. Because you don't want to spend all of your time, your resting, waking days, fucking working, slaving at a 9 to 5, barely be able to feed yourself and shit, bro. That's terrible. We want to have as much time as we want to do whatever we want. But in order to have that, freedom, that free time and the freedom, the liberty to do whatever we want, we have to learn to manage our time wisely. We have to learn how to time manage. And especially as a young adult male, to be specific, bro, like from ages, I feel like 18 to 25 is a time where you have to like use your time very wisely, the most wisely of your entire life, because this is the starting foundation, bro. The first 17 years of your life don't count. I don't care. That shit don't count. Some people can build something off the first 17 years, but most of us, let's be real, we don't. We don't really use that first 17 years that well. And it is what it is. We just young, you just living life. But as soon as you turn 18, as soon as you hit adulthood, being that young adult, bro, you have to actually lock in. You actually have to use your time wisely and effectively so you can have more free time at the back end of your life. Because like I said earlier, you're responsible for everything, bro. You was responsible for everything in your life, bro. And if you are not responsible with your time, then it will hit you later. Like it might not hit you immediately right at that moment, but later in life, bro, you're gonna start realizing you're going through a lot more bullshit than you wish you would have not gone through, bro. But like, it's only the fact that you need to learn how to use your time wisely. But of course, I'm not a perfect nigga myself, you know what I'm saying? I procrastinated even making this video that you're watching right now. I even bullshitted making this video. But of course, I'm still a young nigga. I'm still a young nigga. I still have a lot to learn in life. So I feel like this is a great video. This is a great video for us to learn how we can manage our time. And yeah, that's what we're here for. So without further ado, we finna learn how we can manage our time effectively as a young adult. So the first way we can use our time better and we can have better time management is, this is an obvious one, but like I still feel like it needs to be said, and it's to focus on your priorities first. Focus on the most important thing for you to do that day. That day, like the most critical thing for you to do that you need to knock out first. Focus on that first. Focus on that one thing first before you move on to the next thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you have to train someone. Maybe you're a personal trainer, right? Maybe you have to train 2 people that day, right? And that's the most important thing you have to do. So that should be the first thing on your list, is to try training someone, like train those 2 people as like most efficiently as you possibly can. Like, just that's the first thing you should try doing at first. Like, probably do that shit in the morning. Maybe you're a college student, right? Maybe you're a college student. The most important thing for you to do that day is for you to attend your class and then knock out the homework. Like, you know, I mean, not every class is as important as the next class. So you got to realize which class is the most important for you to focus on. You know, maybe you have a calculus class and you need to knock out that assignment first because that's the most critical to your, you know, to your overall GPA, right? So like knock out that calc homework first, then knock out the physics homework next. And, you know, try to just prioritize which one is the most important first. The other thing is that it's not as important. Maybe you have an assignment that's due next week, right? Or maybe you have a video to record that doesn't need to be out until like the next week or something, right? Something that's not as important, or I don't know, like just different things. Maybe you have to go to the store for your mom, right? But you could go any time of the day, right? Maybe that could be like one of the last things you do before you close your day off. So the more important things you have will be the start of your day, right? And now when you have the most energy, the morning is when you have the most energy. And then you use the most energy you have throughout the day, which is the morning, to knock out the most important thing you have to do that day. So it goes hand in hand, right? So the least important thing you need to do that day, you have the least amount of energy because you've been doing a whole bunch of shit all day. So like, you know, again, what I'm trying to say is just basically focus on your priorities first. Focus on what you need to do first. Like, focus on what is the most important thing for that day. The first thing, like, do that thing the first. Next thing I got for y'all is a planner. And this actually helped me a lot in college, bro. I actually use this shit a lot. It just basically just get a notebook, any notebook. Just get literally any notebook. It just literally write down all the things you need to do that day. Just literally write down everything you need to do that day. I'm not trying to like keep that shit in your head, because if you're someone like me, I have a terrible memory. So me trying to remember something that I need to do that day, like 8 hours later, I'm probably gonna forget, you know what I'm saying? So just write everything you need to do down on like a notebook, take it off at a time, one at a time. And you can implement the focus on your priority, you know, that tip into the planner. You can just focus on that, like focus on the number one thing that's on your planner will be the most important thing. And then as you go down the list, like things are less as a priority throughout the list. I still do that shit to this day, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not as consistent as I was when I was in college, but like I still do it periodically. I still try my best to like, you know, write down the shit I have to do for the day. And then everything I do, just check it off. Every time I do it, do something off the list, I check it off. I check it off until the whole list is filled. And then boom, once that whole list is filled, bruh, the rest of the day, whatever you have for the rest of the day, just use it for your free time. Just do whatever you want. You know, you can watch Netflix, you can, you know, play the P5, do whatever you want to do. Just do whatever you want. As long as you knock off the things from that list and then do whatever else you want to do. The last one I have for y'all is, it's kind of similar to the planner, but it's kind of different. And this one is just time blocking. So this one is a lot more specific. You know, you actually have to like time block part of your day to doing a certain activity. Let's say you want to read for an hour, right? Boom, you have to knock off an hour of your day to read. Or you say you want to work out. That takes 2 hours. 2 hours a day. Like, it's literally you just layering out your day. Like, it's literally you layering out each part of your day. So like, you know, use X amount of hours or X amount of minutes for a certain activity, you know what I'm saying? I don't tend to do this. I don't really do this like that. Like, I rarely ever did this because it's like, I don't know how long a certain activity is going to take me to, how long it's going to take me to do a certain activity. I just don't know how long it's going to take. So I can't like predict, I'm going to take, 2 hours to maybe edit a video. I don't know how long editing a video is going to actually take me. It might take me 3 hours. It may take me 4 hours. Like, I can't predict that. So I don't really tend to use this, but I know a lot of people that can, actually benefit from this. Especially if you're in college, bro, this could definitely help you a lot because you basically already do have a time block schedule type day, you know what I'm saying? You have classes from this time to this time, and you have the rest of your time free, you know what I'm saying? So like you already have part of your day kind of time blocked because you have classes. So let's say you wake up, 8 in the morning, right? Your class 8 to 10. You probably use from 8 to 10 to fucking maybe work out, right? 10 o'clock to 11, you go to one class. 11 to 12, you go to another class. Now you like halfway into your day, like you're halfway done with your day, and then you have the rest of the day time block that day, like probably do homework, probably eat, probably hang out with friends, do whatever you need to do, probably study for a test. You got more flexibility to get what you need specifically done throughout the day. Like basically what I mean is, like, let's say if you were just to do a certain task until you're done with the task, you don't know how long that task is gonna really take you. Maybe that task will take you like 8 hours to do, right? Instead of you spending a whole bunch, you get that whole 8 hours that one day on doing one task, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you separate it, maybe just 2 hours that day, and then you have more time to do other things that needs to be done for that day, you know what I'm saying? Time blocking can also be really good for like fitting more things into your day, that versus you just trying to complete all your tasks but not knowing how long each task is going to take. So it really just depends on who you are and how effective each method is to you. But always just remember to use the time wisely though, because you only have 24 hours in a day, bro. Like, I think people fail to realize you only have 24 hours in a single day. And one person might spend the whole 24 hours, strategizing how they can make $1 million. Next person trying to, use that 24 hours to chase women. Like, each person has 24 hours in a day. One person is not like more superior to the next person because he has more time than that other person. And now I'm saying we all have an equal amount of time. You just gotta learn how to utilize it, bro. You just gotta learn how to utilize your time. And like I said, it's something that I'm still struggling with myself. Like, I feel like I've got, especially out of college, like getting out of college, right? Like, my time management skills have been way better now, like so much better now since being out of college, because everything is on me. But still, I still have my moments, my days where I use my time poorly, you know what I'm saying? I probably bullshit. I probably was watching something. Maybe I was, with a girl instead of actually focusing on things I need to focus on. Just be more strategic with your time, man. Just be more strategic with your time. And that don't mean you have to use every single minute of your day to like focus on your business or focus on school. You could definitely have free time. You should have free time. Matter of fact, you need to have free time so you can rest your mind. Learning how to, strategically place those free times in a certain part of your day so you can maximize the time you do have that you need to work with, that you need to like focus on your shit. You can maximize that time and then use the rest of your other time to do whatever you want. Our time is limited. Our time is limited in this world, bro. Our time is really limited. So like, each and every second, every minute that goes by will literally define like the life that we have lived, you know what I'm saying? The type of person we was in this physical plane. So it's just use the time wisely, man. Just use the time wisely. And once you master at least one of these skills, you don't even need to master all three of them. You don't even need to master, you have to time block or use a planner or focus on your most important priorities first. Like, you don't even need to use all three of these. Like, it's literally just use one method. Like, just focus on one method. Like, literally, it doesn't have to be any of these methods. So it's just literally any way that'll like help you regulate your time and help you like just regulate the things that you need to do throughout the day. And once you master that, bro, there, my friend, you will have great time management skills. So yeah, that's the whole video, man. That's really the whole video. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gone.